This is the second video in the TFIM Development Series, and it's going to show you how to get your first STS module configured into your TFIM development environment. We're not actually going to write the development from scratch. We're going to use a module that's available in an existing DeveloperWorks article and import that into our development environment. The first video in this series, I directed you to look at the TFIM DeveloperWorks wiki, and in particular this page on developing custom plugins for Tivoli Federated Identity Manager. This article documents in great detail how to set up the development environment. Early in the article, it references two other documents, historical. The second one of these is particularly relevant to developing STS modules. And I have that open in a second tab. If you simply do a Google search on developing a custom Java module with DeveloperWorks in the search, you'll find this article very quickly. I'm not going to go through this article step by step. It shows you exactly how to create the module that we're going to use in today's video. Instead, I'm going to jump straight to the download section, and I'm going to pull down the demonstration map module, the example mapping module that's shown right here. I'm going to save that. Now I'm going to go back to my development environment and do a file import and type existing project into workspace, select an archive file, and pick the demo module which I just downloaded from the website. The project is now loaded into my development environment and is ready for me to work on. You can read about all of the development activities that went into creating this project in the DeveloperWorks article. However, I'm going to point out the key features right now. Probably the most important file is the manifest and plugin.xml files that constitute the package information about this map module. You can see, for example, it includes things like the required bundles. It also includes the extension definition, which includes the configuration attributes associated with the module. Again, all of these are explained in detail in the development tutorial. Now that the module is loaded, you can also see I can load the Java classes, and here I can edit them and make updates to our mapping module that you may wish to write yourself. This is a very useful exercise to do, and I would encourage you to take particular note of the tracing elements of this mapping module. If I made an update to this module, and we'll do so just by adding an extra trace statement here, save it, and I want to export that module for use in my TFIM environment. I'd right-click on the project, click Export, save it as a jar file. Most important thing after selecting the destination, I'll create a new directory for this jar file. Most important thing after clicking next is that we use the existing manifest from the workspace, which means that we use the manifest file that is part of our project itself. It's absolutely vital that you do that. And if you create more than one project, each time you export a project, be sure to select the manifest file from that individual project. Yeah, don't concern yourself too much with the compiler warnings. They're simply compiler warnings around JRE version 5 constructs in the module itself. Having exported the module, I'm now going to push it across to my opt IBM plugins directory on my runtime server. I'm going to go to my management console, runtime node go to module instances, click create. My demo map module should show up in the list of available modules. I can then give it a name, my demo map. Module will be available. There it is right there. And I can now use it in a trust chain. So I'm going to create a trust chain. Test demo map. Put it applies to address. Demo map. And an issue address. The track chain 3 modules. We'll give it an STSU in validate mode, followed by my demo map in map mode, followed by an STSU in issue mode. When we get to the demo map configuration panel, you'll see there's the option for this map is to add an attribute to the STSU user. This is just a demo, so I'm going to call it my new attra and my new value. Complete the chain wizard and click load configuration changes. Now the map is deployed, it's part of a test chain, and it's ready for testing. In order to test the module, we're going to use curl to send commands to the TFIM security token service. Just done a Google search here on my name with ws-trust, curl, and STS. The first article that is returned is the article on using curl to send requests to the TFIM security token service. This article contains all the information that you need to learn how to use curl. It has some templates in it for request security token XML messages that we use to send to the TFIM STS. Once the page loads, I'll show you the RST that we're going to use for testing our demo map module. Okay, the page is loaded. You can see the article here is titled Using Curl to Send Requests to the TFIM Security Token Service. This article contains all the information you'll need to test your STS modules. It has examples of request security token templates. And I'm going to use one of these templates as the starting point for testing our demo STS module. I've taken the request security token template from the article, the curl article, and pasted it into a file called rst.xml. And I've changed the issuer and applies to addresses to match those which are configured in the TFIM console when creating the trust chain that contains our demo map. Now I'm going to show you the file that we use as a shell script to launch the request to the TFIM security token service. You'll see a directory listing and has the RST in it that I just showed you, plus a shell script. The shell script simply shows you how to, and this comes directly from the article, shows you how to send the RST XML to the TFIM security token service. We try and run it as is at the moment. We actually end up with a 401 unauthorized message. And this is because there is WebSphere security enabled on the endpoint for the security token service. So we'll now switch to the WebSphere admin console. We'll go into the enterprise application for the ITFIM runtime and change the security role to user group mapping. Turn the trust client role and trust client internal role to allow everyone access. Press OK and save. We can now return back to, once the save is completed, our shell script where we're running the command, and we'll successfully be able to run the request, and you'll see in the attribute list for the return token that it does indeed contain my new attra with my new value. One other thing I wanted to show you in this demo video is how we use WebSphere tracing to trace execution in the STS module. So you may recall from the development code that I had some trace strings printed inside of the doMap method. Note that the class is in a package called comtively amfim.demo.map. We're going to take that package name, we're going to return to the WebSphere administration console. We're going to go into the troubleshooting logs and trace tab, pick the server, change log level details, and click on the runtime tab. Now the colon followed by the package name dot star equals all. This will turn on all tracing for all classes in that package. By ticking this box, save runtime changes to configuration as well. That will also apply to the configuration tab, which means that these trace settings will stay active after a WebSphere restart. Having clicked OK and save, I can now go back to my window, and I'm going to in fact open a second window for the server. And with this window here, I'm going to tail the trace.log, which is in the WebSphere's directory. Again, I'll just bring that up for you. It's under my WebSphere app server profile, logs, server name, trace.log. Okay, I'm going to make these two windows visible at the same time. One down the bottom is the tailing of the trace log, the one at the top is where I'm running my command from. When I now rerun the command, you'll see a whole lot of trace is printed out. If I maximize that, you'll see that includes all of the tracing that is included inside of the doMap module. I hope this demo video has given you some insight into how to develop STS modules using your Eclipse development environment for Tivoli Federated Identity Manager. We also showed you how to export your module, being particularly careful to include the manifest.mf file from the project that you are exporting. We showed you how to copy the module to the TFIM plugins directory under your TFIM install root, and then use the TFIM console to publish the plugin, create a module instance, use the module instance in a chain, and test the chain using a command line driven test approach. We also showed you how to turn on tracing and to view tracing that is included in your module in WebSphere's trace log. I hope this demo video gets you started with your own STS module development.